I caught my son watching adult films. What I did next changed us forever. Intro, word for word perfection. Soft, cinematic, instrumental music plays. The camera pans over a dimly lit cityscape at night. Neon lights flicker, distant traffic hums. A voiceover begins slow and deliberate. Narrator, Valerie. The city never sleeps, but that night neither could I. Cut to Valerie's apartment, warm, intimate lighting. She sits by the window, a half-empty wine glass in hand. The camera lingers on her conflicted expression. Narrator, Valerie. I told myself it was just the heat keeping me awake. But deep down, I knew the truth. My son, Alex, something had changed between us. And what I saw that night, it shattered every boundary I thought we had. Chapter 1. The night. Everything changed. The apartment was quiet. Too quiet. The kind of silence that presses against your eardrums, making every rustle of fabric, every creak of the floorboards, feel deafening. Valerie lay in bed, staring at the ceiling. The sheets clung to her skin, damp with sweat. Summer in the city, she thought. But the heat wasn't the problem. It was Alex. Her son, her grown son, had moved back home after college, and what should have been a joyful reunion had turned into something else. A distance. A tension. She turned her head toward the hallway. A sliver of light spilled from beneath his door. He's still awake. Something gnawed at her. A mother's instinct, or something darker. She slipped out of bed, bare feet silent on the carpet. Chapter 2. The Forbidden Discovery. The door was slightly ajar. Valerie hesitated. This is wrong. Walk away. But she didn't. She pushed the door open, just enough. And then, the glow of the laptop screen. The sounds. Those sounds. Her breath hitched. Alex sat rigid on the edge of his bed, his back to her, shoulders tense. The flickering light painted shadows across his face as he stared at the screen, at the tangled limbs, the gasps, the raw, unfiltered hunger playing out before him. And then, she saw his hand move. Oh God. Valerie's pulse roared in her ears. She should have left, should have pretended she never saw, but she couldn't look away. Chapter 3. The Unspoken Tension. The next morning, breakfast was a minefield. Alex avoided her eyes. Valerie pretended not to notice the way his fingers trembled as he stirred his coffee. Mom, can you pass the sugar? His voice was too casual, too forced. Sure, sweetheart. Their hands brushed, a spark, a flinch. The air between them thickened. Chapter 4. The descent days blurred into weeks. Valerie caught herself staring at the way Alex's shirt clung to his shoulders when he worked out, at the way his jaw tightened when he was frustrated. She started dressing differently, shorter skirts, lower necklines. It's just the weather, she told herself. But when Alex's gaze lingered a second too long, she felt it, like a touch. One night, she stood outside his door again, listening, the soft, rhythmic sound of skin on skin, his muffled groan. Her face burned, her body ached. This wasn't just curiosity anymore. This was want. Chapter 5. The Point of No Return. Dinner, wine, a movie. Alex sat too close on the couch, Valerie's thigh pressed against his. You okay, Mom? His voice was rough. She turned, their faces inches apart. No, she whispered. I'm not. And then, his lips met hers. The world stopped. Final chapter. The aftermath. What happens when the line between love and obsession blurs? When the person you crave is the one you're supposed to protect? This isn't just a story about desire. It's about power, guilt, addiction, and the terrifying truth that some boundaries, once crossed, can never be uncrossed. Outro. Psychological hook for viewer retention. Close-up of Valerie's face, tears glistening. Narrator, Valerie. If you think this story has a happy ending, you haven't been paying attention. Screen fades to black. Text appears. This is based on real events. Names have been changed. Why this works for YouTube. Retention. Slow burn narrative. Each section builds tension, encouraging viewers to keep watching. Emotional hooks. Guilt, desire, and moral conflict create psychological engagement. Cinematic descriptions. Vivid imagery makes the story immersive. Unanswered questions. The ending leaves room for speculation, prompting comments and discussion.